Have you heard of arc? No, not like the thing you shoot, not like the scientific, something goes in the, like the apex, like the curve thing. You know what I'm talking about. Now, let's talk about Arc browser. Now, this is the weirdest looking browser of all time, but it's also one of the cooler browsers of all time. If we go to Arc browser, we look up the browser company. What a sick name. It's a New York-based company that has started a bit of a revolution when it comes to browsers. You can try it for yourself and essentially put your email in here, and then you'll get put on like the waiting list. It's one of those right now, so it's not technically available to everybody. But first and foremost, I have to say this has to be one of the fastest browsers that I have ever used. I mean, we're talking speedy, quick, snappy, no problemo. I mean, this thing has to use minimal memory. As you'll notice on the side here, it's got a very interesting like sidebar vibe where this allows you to sort of like go between different apps you can choose. And you can toggle the sidebar on and off to like have it be to have it be showing or not. So I kind of like having it look like in this view where I just have to go over here and then it shows up. I was able to import everything I needed to from Brave from a bookmark standpoint, which was really convenient. But as you can see, from a tab standpoint, it works in a different way. We have all these different ones on the side here that I can scroll through. If I like close these out, right? And then I go, okay, this is new tab. It'll then prompt me with a command bar, which is like, what? Why do we have command bars in our browser now? But I can press YouTube and then boom. And then you can do another one. It's like, all right, do Wikipedia. I don't know if I've ever could have considered seeing something like this. Like, it's just weird. Like I pressed new tab with my mouse just now. And once again, it's just a different feeling, right? Like it's asking me to search like this. Notion, okay. So yeah, it's different because then when I pick the specific ones that are like set into apps on the side here, it brings me to that instead of making a new tab. And if I click on one of these, that's right, you see this, there's a split view. There is a split view within a browser. What? This is the same browser. How does that even work? And then here, you can click off of it and then it stops the split view. It doesn't make any, it's like the weirdest browser experience of all time. But the thing is you'd probably noticed is that it's one of the most customizable browsers ever. Now, I gotta say, I don't think I had ever possibly considered, using a browser for something like Notion because it's something where when you're logged into it, you want to use it on the desktop app, but it's so snappy as an overall thing. I'd almost consider using it. Does that make sense? Am I making sense right now? Does this app look like it makes sense? And then you have this thing called easels and notes within here because I press this plus sign and I can press new easel or new note. And what is an easel, you might ask? It's a whiteboard. This thing has a whiteboard built into it. Why? Why is this I don't understand. Like who set this up? Was like, you know what? No, not a browser. Super powered thing. I can share this. I don't know why with anyone. Anyone can edit. It's like who makes shareable whiteboard things inside of a browser? I just don't understand. And then on top of that, we have, we can just delete it. Right? And we also have notes in here for some reason. So it's like arc, why is arc? Good. Okay, then we get this plus symbol. Don't tell me. It's got like, don't tell me it has like markdown. It has markdown. Why does it have markdown? Example header. Okay, so we got, yup. Why is this a thing? Explain it to me. I don't get, somebody explain to me why the hell this thing has markdown in it. I'm sorry, I know this is turning into a dumb review. All right, let me take a moment. All right, we're back in focus mode. So obviously you see here that I have some apps put here, which is nice. So I can obviously send emails through this really quickly. Like it does actually have a reason outside of just it being fancy bookmarks. Like some of them, if I click on them or hover over them, for example, for Gmail, it will allow me to do this. You can essentially add a new space as well, which allows you to have like different workspaces, right? So I can do work, customize the look of the space, make it like orange, have it be like a computer or a laptop. And then if I made another space, I can make it for like entertainment. So I could make it different color and have it either be an icon or an emoji. So for example, I could pick something more fun. So then on the bottom here, we can switch between these and we can just press Control. We can press Control and 1, 2, 3, and you can see you can switch between these, which is so cool. Like I'm able to switch between these and there's different tabs and it changes the way that I'm working in the space, because when I'm on here, I can be on YouTube. And when I can go here, for example, if I had another tab, I can be on like my Gmail or riseproductive.com, and I can quickly switch between these and go to the different tabs that were there. I just have never seen tab management like this, and I want you to know this is just some epic stuff. You can obviously add extensions. It is a Chromium-based browser, so I was able to import everything I had from Brave really easily. You can change any of the shortcuts here, very similarly to what you can do in other browsers. You can change the default search engine, and it even can sync the sidebar with iCloud, which is obviously very good if you have an iPhone. And weirdly enough, on the bottom left here, the last thing I'll point out is the fact that you have this whole like media section. So this is like my downloads, or my downloads are here. This is like media that I have. This is just a different way to look at the different spaces you got, as well as the easels and notes. So it does store it in a decently looking file management system. And then it has all the archive tabs over here as well. The whole experience is just different, I gotta say. And just so you can see, you can obviously change the size of this sidebar too. And all of these like preset apps that you can put in here, you can change the symbols. So for example, I changed this icon to be something besides Notion. Not sure why I would do that, but I could. Then when I close the tab out, it defaults to where it was before. And it's also the first ever browser where I've ever seen the option to click like this and then like take a screenshot from the thing. Like it's like trying to tell you like, yeah, no, you can take a screenshot, just do it. I've never like, what are we talking? And then you can send it via iMessage, save it, copy. They thought of everything. I mean, seriously, they did think of everything, and it's blowing my mind that this is a thing, and that this isn't on Windows. Every single time I find a reason to be like, oh no, I can still use my Windows computer. My browsing experience is just worse. So there's that. Do you have any thoughts on Arc? You think it's cool? Do you think this was an interesting reaction? Did I just overreact about how cool this was? Is it actually cool? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below, and let me know what your thoughts are on this video on how to improve your productivity even more.